Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. I've got a really special video to share with you guys today. In this video, I'm going to be highlighting a cryptocurrency called HOGE Finance. And by its name, you can tell that it sounds very similar to something like DOGE. So I want to go ahead and give you guys just a quick little story. I'm on Twitter, and Twitter on their trending section, if you guys haven't been familiar with it, I don't know when you're watching this video, but Doge has been just going absolutely nuts. And so when I go to the trending section, I'm just seeing a ton of different tags related to Doge. And I'm like, I don't want to keep hearing about Doge. You got other things. So I'm saying I'm not interested. I refresh the page, you go away and then come back. It's still suggesting all these different Doge ones, the same ones that I said that I'm not interested in. I'm not typing in Doge and searching for this stuff. I say that it's spammy, all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh, right. So then I'm going through my feed and I'm looking through some of the other cryptocurrencies. And I see some of the people that are using multiple tags. Now, please be cautious when you guys do this, especially if you're on social media. If you do it too much, people are going to block you. People are going to just mute you and you're not going to be seen. You don't need to spam 50 million different tags, okay? But there was one tweet, I don't remember which one it was that I saw, and it had mentioned HOGE, and it made it sound almost like as if it was a community-driven thing, and it was like Doge in some ways, but it had better mechanics to it, right? And so for me personally, I'm not the biggest supporter of Doge because of the fact that it doesn't have strong mechanics. Right? So we're going to go over some of these things here about this. I do want to let you guys know that I cover other videos besides doing like key highlight videos on certain cryptocurrencies like this. I also do the top movers for the day. I also do a separate video talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I try and cover some of the most highlighted news events as well as doing the technical analysis. I even do a playthrough series on cryptocurrency games like Decentraland. So if you guys are interested in all of that stuff, please do not forget to hit subscribe, to hit the thumbs up like button. It definitely helps us out with the videos in the search algorithm, right? If you guys hit the thumbs up like button and also click the bell icon so that you know whenever we have a video. YouTube is, you guys know YouTube, so please don't forget about all that stuff. And let's go ahead and get into this now that I've talked about all the little semantic side stuff, right? So here's one of the key highlights that I want to highlight with HOGE in comparison to Doge. So right now I've pulled up Dogecoin. You can see Dogecoin has been having an absolutely insane day, and I think that's helped pull some of the attention over towards HOGE and people discovering and learning a little bit more about what it is. With Dogecoin though, okay, it has an infinite supply. So right now its total supply right here is at 129 billion. It's about 5 billion more tokens every year that are being produced. So it's got a faster production rate than that compared to, say, Bitcoin. Right now, there's a lot of community support that's going behind it and the rallying of it, and that's where we're seeing this going in. Dogecoin is a meme coin. So HOGE is trying to capitalize off of that meme space by having something that's very similar, like a dog. It's got this cool dog with the sunglasses, and there's lots of people that are making memes out of this dog, okay? So that's one thing to keep in mind. They do have the meme element, but that's one element to the other stuff that's going on with this. So unlike Doge, HOGE actually has an initial limited supply. It was actually 1 trillion, okay? I do a lot of TA. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this, let me go ahead and explain it real easy for you guys. The less supply that there is, the less tokens, meaning the less money that there is needed to be put into it to cause the price of everything else to go up. This is what goes into what's called the market cap. And that's what defines this price right here. So for example, with Dogecoin, the fact that it's at 37 cents right now is because you take 129 billion coins times, you divide that into the market capitalization. This gives you a price per coin. Or to determine the market cap, technically you're taking the price per coin times the circulating supply right here, and that equates to this amount, right? So the current price times circulating supply is the market cap. Easy enough to think about? Okay. So because this is constantly producing more coins, obviously you would need to have more money put in order to see any kind of a movement. So what HOGE decided to do is they said, hey, we're going to start with a really big number, and then over time that's going to go down. So I may have seen some other projects before that had like a trillion as far as its total supply goes. Um, if I looked at it like a couple years ago, but anything that's like even over 1 billion right now for me, I'm very like on edge about wanting to touch or look at or anything like that. So with this being a trillion, I was like, I don't like how that sounds at first. But then I looked at some of the other stuff. So, for example, this has only been out since February, a couple months, right? Very, very fresh, very new project. This isn't a couple years old like what you see with Dogecoin. It's a very new project. Second of all, is that it has already burned off more than 50% of its total supply. And that burning mechanic, which you see also like with the BNB, which is from Binance, means that when it's burned off, it no longer exists. And this is part of the code that's been designed for HOGE. Okay, so right now we're actually only at 413 billion HOGE. And just yesterday I saw there's a Twitter account, which is great. All this stuff is being transparent. There's lots of resources. The community seems really friendly, and you can actually track a lot of these things. So with this in mind, it's continuously going down. But it gets even better. Not only is the fact that it's going down, but they have a reward-based system behind this, okay? So it's a smart burn system. So HOGE has 2% tax on all transactions to prevent price manipulation and also to encourage the holding. So this is how it works. It's actually split two different ways, and then based on certain metrics later on, that variable starts to shift a little bit more. So they have it as a layered system, and this is the same thing that happens with Bitcoin. Bitcoin gets cut in half every 4 years, and so it updates its system based on certain parameters, right? I love that they've put so much thought and concern into this project. So what is basically happening, I'll explain this in a short simplified version, right? So like right down here you can see. So when it was 100%, meaning it was 1 trillion, there was nothing that was burned. Okay, then at the point when it reaches 50% of total supply that's been burned, this is where we're going at right now, okay? So I do, for example, I even pulled this up here for you. Let's say you do 100. You're just doing a trade for 100 HOGE. So in that trade, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to have a split of 2% be put into two different categories. So 98% is actually going to go off into this direction to this person that you're doing the trade. Okay, so they're a happy camper, right? This person gets 98% of everything that was set up there for that trade because 2% is getting taxed. I'm using the 100 to make it super simple. So off of this, 1% is going to end up going in each direction. 1% is going to be burned. So that means out of this 100, now there's only ever going to exist 99. It's guaranteed, right? That 1% is just gone. It doesn't exist in the system. No one can acquire it. It's now gone. So overall, that's there. Now this other 1% is actually going to be distributed back into the community. So everyone that's currently holding HOGE, they're going to get more HOGE. So it's like an interest-based system. Now keep in mind, I looked into this a little bit more. The only way that you can earn that interest is if you have it on your private wallet. If you keep it on the exchange, according to their website and what I was looking at, then you're not actually going to be able to receive that level of interest because the exchanges operate a little bit differently, and that also pertains to the burning mechanics. So any trades that are happening through outside on the wallets, then that's something that ends up happening. So you're continuously reducing down the amount of supply, meaning that you're going to have more coins. And this is really cool too, because then when you're going to go back to the market, right? Let's say you're ready to sell. So if you're ready to sell, typically the price of the items are going to go down. Now in this case, because we're talking about supply and demand, you're creating too much supply, and if there's not enough demand, it's easier to acquire. So why should I have to pay more money, right? That's what normally happens. So price tends to go down. But when you look at it in this kind of way, well, you're taking and distributing this portion, and you want the value per token to go up. So by lowering the total supply, in essence, what you're doing is you're reducing the amount of potential. You're slowing down that amount of potential of what's causing the price on the market to go down if a bunch of people start to do these trades off. So the larger amount the trade is, obviously 1% is going to be a higher amount that gets burned and is completely gone. Plus 1% is also going to be higher amount that gets distributed amongst everyone else. So since last night when I purchased this, I've already started receiving in my crypto wallet, which I use the Coinbase wallet. They also say you can use MetaMask, and there might be some other alternatives that are out there. But just to clarify, I did this through the Coinbase wallet, and I did it through Uniswap. And I actually plan on doing a separate video, which I don't have yet as of the time of recording this video, but I plan on doing a separate video to teach you guys how to be able to purchase these kinds of cryptocurrencies through Uniswap, and I will more than likely use HOGE as an example, just to make it very streamlined and easy. Okay, but anyway, so the point is, right, you're continuously reducing this down, which is amazing. You're also distributing it back to the community, which is amazing, and the community wants to encourage this to be spent in transactions because, again, it's going to reduce down the total supply, so everyone ends up getting rewarded. I think over enough of a long period of time, you're going to see the total supply get so small that it's going to be more incentive for people that are wanting to come in, even in a late game. Let's say some hypothetical scenario. Let's just say like the most insane position, however many years from now, whatever it is, right? Let's say there's only 10. Out of everything that started off, there's only 10 HOGE that's left, right? If you're a new person that's wanting to come in here, you're probably looking at it and you're like, well, there's no HOGE left. There's no real opportunity for me, right? That's wrong. Because remember, you do this trade-off, there's going to be the distribution of wealth that's set up between them. Now, I might be a little bit off on this if I'm using this low of a number, but hopefully you get the idea. I'm just using this as a basis point. It might be like a much higher amount, like up here, you know, 0, 0, 0, whatever. But I'm just trying to simplify it for you guys. So let's just say it's 10, right? So if it gets really low in this kind of instance, one person decides to sell it off, well, then again, you're going to have portion that's going to be gone. You're going to have the other portion that's going to go to everyone else. So even if you just now came in and you bought the one that this person had came off, you're going to have more potential if you ever decide to sell it off. Anyone that wants to come in, now it's becoming like an NFT. And the NFT space, as you guys have been seeing, has been growing really, really well. So in my personal opinion, this project with the burning mechanic and the redistribution of the actual coin is what makes this really unique. I personally have not seen another coin that's done this before. I like the meme mentality behind it, but there's additional things with this too that I also really like. So some of the other things are, for example, they've got a ton of social media already that's being set up. You guys can actually check them out on Telegram, Reddit. I joined their Reddit already. I joined their Twitter. I already joined their Discord. They got a couple different YouTube things. And they seem to be very supportive. And obviously with it being a meme, it's very fun and upbeat. On their website, they also have some different games. You can go on and play these little games. They got stuff with NFTs as well. So they're really capitalizing on trying to make the brand and the trend grow. I can understand you guys maybe saying like, well, Doge, I missed out on this. I want to be a part of that and everything. This is looking really, really good. They're even supporting some different nonprofit organizations, which is absolutely awesome to hear that. One of the things that I was seeing is the top HOGE holder. He's actually doing, I believe, some partnership with them, trying to help out with these charity things. And you think about the whole distribution, and it's rewarding people that are currently holding it. Well, from what I was reading, the number one guy that holds HOGE decided to agree to move his to an exchange, so he's not actually receiving some of that 1% that's being distributed amongst everyone else, right? He's voluntarily making that decision. I just knocked that right off of my microphone. If you go look at something like Doge, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the top 25% or so is actually distributed amongst the top like 10 holders. And there's resources which are being provided. You can go look this up for HOGE. And I looked at it. I counted up the top 10 different position holders, right? And the top 10 holders, they actually have 7%. 7 out of everything. And that's all those people are combined together. So there's plenty of opportunity to still come in. We're so early, it's only 2 months. And if you're looking for a project that looks like it has tons of potential, I am really, really personally liking how this is looking. Okay? You think about everything with Doge and what kind of makes that appealing, and HOGE has a similar element to that. Obviously, the memes with Doge are much more popularized, and I get that. But think about the mechanics with this. That has so much potential And getting in early on a project like this could end up being very lucrative. It's not financial advice. This is my own opinion. But when I came across this, I didn't know what it was at first. I thought it was just another crap coin that's being promoted amongst the whole crowd. I decided I wanted to give it a fair chance and look at their website and see what it is. Next thing I know, I bought some. And as I mentioned, I'm getting ready to buy some more again. So I believe in it. It's up to you guys if you want to be a part of it too or not. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode, guys. They got a roadmap. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. The roadmap, they've accomplished these things that are checked off here for the first quarter. They managed to do all that. They show you what they're working on the second quarter and the third quarter. There's some stuff that they plan on doing as well, and they're open to the ideas. You can get in their Discord, their subreddits, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, you guys are awesome. So thank you so much for tuning in and checking out this video. Feel free to share it around if you think that some other people might find this to be really interesting. As I mentioned, I do other videos on this channel on other cryptos and also specifically on Bitcoin and Ethereum and the TA on that. And yeah, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit thumbs up like button, click the bell icon. I got a bunch of referral links in the description for different stuff. Coinbase, Gemini, BlockFi, Robinhood, Webull. If you guys want to get free stocks or free cryptos, you guys can check those out. Let me know what you think of HOGE in the comments down below. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you're bullish or bearish, all that kinds of stuff. And I guess the very last thing, if anyone is even still watching at this point in the video, because you know how this stuff works, I'm on Twitter. So if you guys are part of the HOGE community, I would love to continue to try and build up more of the community as well. And check me out on Twitter at CryptoAtlasYT. Let me know, post me a HOGE meme or something. I'll know that it's you. All right, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode.